Ken Martin with Flow Analytics, and we've been partnering with the district over the last several months to assist and facilitate the Boundary Review Committee to determine and review attendance boundary modifications for the Lake Washington High School area. The Boundary Review Committee has held 5 committee meetings since mid-October and held an open house in November to gather feedback from district families in regard to their initial boundary scenarios. The committee reviewed the community's input and have developed 2 new scenarios, 1 and 2, and would like your feedback. The online comment period will run from January 19th to January 29th. The purpose of this presentation is to, 1, provide insight as to the district's current elementary and middle school boundary configurations within the Lake Washington High School area. 2, describe the current building utilization challenges both now and in the future within the Lake Washington High School area. And 3, describe 2 committee-developed boundary scenarios for public input that work to balance the current and future school capacity utilization percentages. Please note that this process is focused only on elementary and middle school students and families living within the Lake Washington High School feeder area. Before we get into the Boundary Review Committee process, I want to remind you of all of the resources available to you if you would like additional details. The district has dedicated a section of their website to this redistricting effort at the web link shown on this slide. On this website, you will find helpful links to pertinent information, including background information, the most recent boundary scenarios developed for community review and feedback, and most importantly, an open house feedback link. This feedback survey will be open from January 19th to January 29th. All feedback from the survey will be shared with the Boundary Committee before their next committee workshop and used to create their final boundary recommendation to the superintendent. The drivers for this process include a 2019 construction levy that opened more classrooms in Franklin, Rose Hill, and Twain elementary schools in fall of 2021. A 2022 construction levy adding space at Kirkland Middle School to be opened in fall of 2024, and the resulting uneven enrollment throughout the Lake Washington High School feeder area. The Boundary Review Committee is to measure each developed boundary scenario against the considerations set by boundary review best practices. These factors include current and projected enrollment data, current and projected housing development, school site information and geographic considerations, feeder pattern considerations, student demographics. Criteria include district-wide perspective, balance enrollment for all schools now and in the future, minimize disruption to families, consider transportation impacts and safety, and view scenarios through an equity lens. This timeline shows the various phases of the project along the top with the flag meetings and milestones in the middle. These phases have included internal preparation with the demographic study and enrollment forecast integration, springboard proposal development, and finally, the Boundary Review Committee process. Please note that the input we receive from parents, guardians, and the community on these scenarios will be reviewed by the committee at their last meeting on February 9th and used to refine the committee's final recommendation to the superintendent. These maps show the existing elementary and middle school boundaries within the Lake Washington High School feeder area. Currently, you can see the elementary schools in the color block and dark red-brown outline. The middle school boundary in the highlighted turquoise line running north and south, synonymous with the highway. The current feeder from elementary to middle schools is as follows. Feeding into Rose Hill Middle School are Twain, Rose Hill, Franklin, Rush, and Audubon elementary schools. And feeding into Kirkland Middle School are Kirk and Lakeview elementary schools. Please keep in mind that Twain Elementary School is currently a choice zone where elementary school students can choose to attend either Kirkland Middle School or Rose Hill Middle School. As shown in this chart, student enrollment in the Lake Washington area is projected to continue to grow. Audubon, Rush, and Twain elementary schools are either over or nearing capacity. Voters passed a 2019 construction levy which provided 20 additional classrooms at Franklin Elementary School, 8, Rose Hill Elementary School, and Twain Elementary School, 4. The classrooms were completed in fall 2021. Rose Hill Middle School will be over capacity in the near term. Voters passed a 2022 construction levy, which provides an 8 classroom addition to Kirkland Middle School that is planned to open fall of 2024. Kirk and Lakeview Elementary Schools currently feed into Kirkland Middle School. The remaining elementary schools feed to Rose Hill Middle School. Twain Elementary School students have been able to choose between Kirkland Middle School or Rose Hill Middle School. In the near future, will need to attend the middle school on the recommended boundary. Projected enrollment is determined by taking current students, moving them ahead a grade in future years, and adding in students from known future developments and expected growth. Future kindergarten students are projected based on 5 years prior birth data. School capacity at the elementary level is determined by taking total available classroom spaces plus portables, minus classrooms needed for programs such as music, art, science, resource rooms, safety net, special education, multilingual, etc., multiplied by an average of 23 students per space. School capacity at the middle school level is determined by taking total available classroom spaces plus portables minus classrooms needed for programs such as safety net, special education, multilingual, multiplied by an average of 30 students per space, then multiplied by a utilization factor of 83%. Kirkland Middle School's capacity assumes that 8 classroom addition that will open fall of 2024. Next, we will review the maps and associated summary statistics for the 2 boundary scenarios, 1 and 2, for community consideration and feedback. These are not final recommendations, but merely different strategies for balancing current and future building utilization. This map shows the school boundary changes within scenario 1 for community input. You will note that the dark red brown lines indicate the current elementary school boundaries, with the new scenario boundaries signified by the various background colors. The darker hatched areas represent the potential change areas. Scenario 1's middle school line is shown as a dark blue feathered line that runs along the outside of the revised Twain Elementary School attendance area. The yellow and dark blue arrows show the potential change areas for elementary and middle school respectively. In scenario 1, all students living within the Twain attendance area would attend Kirkland Middle School. Scenario 1 is approximately 240 elementary students affected, 145 middle school students affected, and 53 to 89 students from future developments. These are the resulting statistics for scenario 1, with many school capacity percentages in the green category in the 5-year horizon when compared with the existing boundaries. This scenario has all the elementary school capacity percentages in the green or yellow in the 5-year forecast. Kirkland Middle School and Rose Hill Middle School are close to balanced in the 5-year forecast. This map shows the school boundary changes within scenario 2 for community input. The yellow and dark blue arrows show the potential areas of change for elementary and middle school respectively. In scenario 2, students living within the Twain attendance area would attend Kirkland Middle School. Scenario 2 has approximately 227 elementary students affected, 156 middle school students affected, and 53 to 70 students from future developments. These are the resulting statistics for scenario 2, with many school capacity percentages in the green category in the 5-year horizon when compared with the existing boundaries. This scenario has all the elementary school capacity percentages in the green or yellow in the 5-year forecast. Kirkland Middle School and Rose Hill Middle School are close to balanced in the 5-year forecast. Please review scenarios 1 and 2, both the maps and the utilization statistics on the boundary review landing page. Thank you for learning more about these boundary scenarios. We want to hear your input on scenarios 1 and 2. The Boundary Review website contains a link to the feedback survey. Again, the survey will be open from January 19th to January 29th. All feedback from this survey will be shared with the Boundary Committee as they work to develop a final recommendation. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to hearing your feedback.